Hey, what's going on, guys? And today I will be showing you the step F2L, or first two layers, on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Okay, so this step is very important for solving the Rubik's Cube faster. If you want to get faster, you definitely want to learn F2L. Now, it is a step where, if in the beginner's method, if you know the beginner's method, which I highly suggest you know before learning this, you solve the cross, and in this you want to solve the cross too, but I have a video already about that, so if you didn't check that out and you want to check it out, this is in the playlist of that video, so you can just go to the side and click on the cross video. But this will only be focusing on F2L. Now, in the beginner's method, you would solve the cross and then put each corner in individually, and then you would solve the edges. Now, this step combines putting the corners in and the edges at once, so it's much faster once you get practice at it. Now, at first, this will seem extremely slow, and it does seem extremely slow at first, but once you keep practicing, you'll definitely see that it is much, much faster than the beginner's method equivalent. So if we scramble the Rubik's Cube, so I will be breaking this down into a bunch of different cases, and here we have the cross. So the first case is if it's already perfectly aligned, basically, then you do not have to do anything. Congratulations. But if not, this is extremely rare. I think I've only had this happen to me once out of a lot of solved. So don't plan on this happening too often. Okay, so the second case is if you have this corner edge pair and it's completely paired up like this, but it's on the top layer. What you would do is you would just put it over where you want it, like that, turn it to the side, and place it in just like you would a corner. So you see, instead of placing just a corner in, I put the corner and the edge together, so combining steps. Now I'll be showing you some slightly harder cases. Now this is a slightly easier case of the harder cases. But so here we have a corner, the white, red, and green corner, and over here we have the red and green edge piece. So what you would want to do is you want to put the corner over where it has to go, see, and the edge piece in the back. Now, if the white is facing to you, it'll either be on this side or this side, but on both sides, if the edge piece is in the back, if the white is facing to you, then that's the next case I'll go towards. But if the white is facing away on either sides, it's super easy. All you have to do is put the corner in like that, and what that does is it takes it and it connects it, and then you could basically just put it in like a normal corner and put it down. So that gets both the corner and the edge piece in at once. The second case is if you put it where it needs to go, and then you have the edge piece in the back, the white is facing to you. Now this, again, could be on either side. Now what you want to do is you want to hide the corner piece, so when you move it here to get the first case, it's the first case. So you want to make sure when you hide the corner piece, it's not over here. So when you hide it, you do not hide it, it's still on the top layer. You want to hide it from the top layer. So to do that, you would want to put it over a piece here, but you want to make sure this piece in the back is an empty slot. So if it was here with the pair already solved, when you hide it, it's not going to be good because you're just going to mess up this pair. So you want to make sure that it's an empty slot. So what you want to do is you want to hide the corner, place the edge piece over here, and bring it back up. So now if it's above where you want it and the edge is in the back, the white is facing that way, and you could put it in just like the other case. So now this next case is if the edge is, the corner is already in and oriented properly. This is just like the beginner's method. So if you used to solve with the beginner's method, you should know this algorithm. I'll tell you it just anyway, but you should already know it. So if you want to put it on this side, it's U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So what that does is it puts it right in there. Now to do the opposite of that, or if this matches up here and it's on this side, you would basically do the inverse of that algorithm, which is U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F, and it brings it in. So now for the next case. This next case is if the white is facing up. Now if the white is facing up, on all these other cases, you will notice that it bases itself off of the corner. Because if the corner is facing here, you want to place it over where you want it. But on this, if the white is facing up, you want to base it off of the edge. Now you want to find the edge, and you want to place the edge over so this matches. Now you want to turn it not towards where you want it, but actually away from where you want it. And then if you put the white on top of it and bring it back, you'll notice that the pair is solved, and you could put it in like the case where it's already solved. Now on this, it doesn't matter whether the corner is here, and it doesn't matter whether the edge is either here or here, as long as it's separated. Now for this next case, it's basically a case where no matter where the white is facing, as long as it's not here, so basically if it's either here or here and the edge is attached to it. This also works if it's a case where there is the white here and it's connected, but it's flipped. Now, this is the same thing. If it's ever connected and not like correct, like if this was flipped, the first step to do it is to separate it. Now then you get another subset and you could just solve it from there. Now the next step is if you have the corner here and the edge here, but instead of it being opposite colors, like this would be blue up and then orange here, it's the same colors, so orange and orange. So for this, you are going to have to, it doesn't matter if it's here or here, well, it kind of does, but if it's here, then you would, if it's on the front face, you would turn the front face to hide it. If it's on the left or right face, you would turn the left or right face to hide it. So here it is on the front face, you would turn it, and now you would bring the edge, so when you turn it back up, it's connected. And you could just put it back in. So there's another case where the edge is here, like this, and but facing away, and the corner, okay, there, and the corner is like this. Now, if you turn it so it's away and the corner is here, if this is the same color as this, then you're good. You could just turn it up, bring it out, and place it in. But if it is the opposite color, see that's the opposite color of that, and you turn it up, it's not going to work. So what you could just do is, what you do is basically you would put it so it's like that, and then there's a couple ways you could do this. You could either like bring it up, creating a different case, but make sure you don't put it next to the edge, and so you could just put it in. The next one is if the edge is anywhere in the middle layer and this is on top. Now there's two cases: if this white is facing on either side, or if the white is facing up. If the white is facing on either side, you definitely have to just take it out, and then you gotta take it out like that, and then you get a second case. But if the white is facing up, there's two cases after here. There's one where you position it like that, and it automatically makes a pair. And then there's one like this, where when you position it on top of it, it is reversed. Now on this one, it's like the other one. All you have to do is bring it up, and then you get a subset, and you could just bring it in. So that is basically all of the cases, but I will show you a couple ways to be faster. First tip: once you solve your cross like that, you want to stay at one side. So I ended at the orange side. I want to stay at the orange side. So here I see an orange pair, and I'm going to put that in. And then I want to go to the second orange one. I don't want to do cube rotations or anything. I want to look for the second orange one. I want to find the orange, blue, since that's the other one. Here's the orange-blue edge, and here's the orange-blue corner. So here's the one where you could bring it up, but you can't bring it up because that happens. So I would take it out, and then I'd put it in like that. And then, once then, you could do a quick cube rotation, and you could solve the other ones. Here's the one where you do the beginner's method algorithm, and here's the one where I could actually bring it up like that. If you see that this does not match this top color, and it's in a corner here, what you could do is, instead of just randomly doing it and bringing it up, if it doesn't match, you would want to do a U2 turn. And then you would bring it up, do another U2 turn, bring it down. And then if you notice when you put that back in where it has to go, it's the much easier case. Now, and you could just bring it in like that. Now, if you didn't do that, it would end up here. Now, if you notice, this is the one where you can't just bring it in and put it in. You have to hide it, bring it over there, and then you get the original case again. So you do a U2 turn if like this, where this does not match this. So it saves a lot of time. So you don't have to go through like 3 different subsets of cases. You could just go from one to another to solve. So that's pretty much it. And make sure to, once you solve this, you watch my last video in this playlist, and it shows you how to solve the last layer, but it's for look last layer, so it's easier than full CFOP, OLL, and PLL in 2 steps. It's 4 steps, for look meaning 4 steps, and it reduces the number of algorithms significantly, so it's more of an intermediate method. See, for this, I would go like that, then go like that, do some of that, and then it's solved. So make sure you check that out and check out my next video where I explain that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.